Before I begin this video, I wanted to say that I lost a bet, and as a result of that, you are viewing this video that is currently and will always be on this channel. But special thanks to one of my uni friends who helped craft the script for me, and as honestly, I had zero interest in watching this show or reading any of its source material. As such, although I will be narrating this, some of the opinions I may not agree with, but I can't really say much because I've only skimmed through the show briefly. Anyway, without further ado, I guess we'll just get into it. First of all, let's look at the The story first starts with us seeing Gojo as a plain and simple doll artist that is criticized for his passion, as it's sort of deemed feminine for boys to like dolls in this fictional Japan. Thus, Gojo's character starts off as a shy and unconfident young man whose vision and the idea of the world is somewhat tilted. He feels that he's a weirdo and isolates himself from the rest of the world, while often inviting people to take advantage of him in exchange for a lack of social interaction between his fellow classmates. Gojo's character serves as a prime example of a person casted away and shunned from society due to them being different. However, once he meets Marin, Gojo's life would turn for the better. As a juxtaposition to Gojo, Marin is the complete opposite person. She's loud, proud, and confident, a girl who one could say takes no shits from other people. She surrounds herself with others that not only care for her, but are also similar in nature. Marin also possesses the quote-unquote unusual hobby of cosplaying. Although I mention it as unusual, internet culture has made it quite widespread and almost commonplace. I imagine the idea of cosplaying is still quite fresh and often criticized by more traditional hobbyists. With Marin in Gojo's life, the story begins shifting towards the main plot points as well as critical character development. Gojo begins creating costumes for Marin, and they proceed to hang out a lot. Initially, Gojo's soft and fearful personality begins to put some pressure on their relationship, but as the story progresses, Gojo begins to grow as a person, truly finding himself and gaining the confidence to do as he pleases and not be affected by comments and opinions of others. While it might be a stretch, I do sincerely think that Gojo's growth as a character is what most people wish would happen in their lives: personal acceptance of who they are. As most of the time, we judge ourselves the harshest and expects us to Okay, I'm sorry, dude. Holy. While it might be a stretch, I do sincerely think that Gojo's growth as a character is what most people wish would happen in their lives: personal acceptance of who they are. As most of the time, we judge ourselves the harshest and expect us to do the things we might not be able to do at the time. As for Marin, she began falling in love with Gojo. Unlike some romance anime, Marin's approach to her feelings is very straightforward and suited to her character. As the moment she realized, she began pursuing Gojo rather than ignoring her feelings to stretch the story by 200 chapters. This choice allowed for the story to develop its characters individually rather than just develop the relationship between the characters, and thus feels quite natural, as spending time together, logically, does allow people to fully develop their feelings as well as opinions of each other, allowing for growth within their relationship. As in this case, Marin realizes how Gojo is a selfless and honest person that shells himself from the world, which she falls for. The relationship between Gojo and Marin is a truthful reflection of what teenage romance should be: innocent and playful with a twist of potential heartbreak. While we do not fully know how their relationship will turn out, what it is now is quite enjoyable to watch from a viewer's perspective. With that out of the way, let's move into the As for the general plot points of the story, I do appreciate how the author shows Gojo's skill developments as a doll maker translate well into cosplay costume designing. Essentially, Gojo is still a doll maker in the flesh. It's just that instead of working on inanimate objects, Marin acts as sort of a canvas for his artistic pursuits as a doll maker. Gojo, as an artist, consistently strikes me as a man that doesn't settle for even the slightest error or sacrifice. He often goes the distance to ensure accuracy within his costumes against the source material, allowing the clothes that he designs to be as authentic and truthful to the source material as possible, showing that his attention to detail stems from his upbringing as a Japanese doll maker. With all the reading between the lines analysis out of the way, My Dress Up Darling, in my humble opinion at least, is a very pure and simple anime to watch.